Tonight on CTV News at 11:30. Striking school bus drivers in West Nipissing will soon be back on the job, agreeing to a new 3-year deal. Plus, remembering a sister and young woman who died in a pedestrian crash.
It hurts a lot today because today was the day she was coming to visit me.
Grace Ranger is being remembered as someone who was bright and had a vibrant soul. And Nairn's mayor says her community is resilient and will survive.
We're hoping to have a specific Nairn site job fair as well as soon as we can schedule it.
It comes as Interfor decides to close its mills in Nairn Centre and Go Gamma, citing market conditions and tariffs.
CTV News at 11:30 with Ian Campbell and Rick Wyman with weather.
Good evening. Thanks for staying up with us. We begin tonight in Sturgeon Falls. Striking Alouette bus drivers in the North Bay area will be back behind the wheel Monday. In a vote today, drivers in West Nipissing voted 85% in favor of a 3-year deal that will see staff paid $21.35 by the 3rd year of the contract. Well, this is good news for the drivers. Union President Stephanie Gunson says 5 routes have gone to another company, which means some members will be out of a job. Timmins police and OPP have made an arrest in the murder of 48-year-old Yannick Boulay. Boulay was shot March 14th on Dwyer Avenue in Timmins. He was taken to hospital where he later died of injuries. A 17-year-old from Toronto was arrested yesterday in Cochrane and faces several charges, including second-degree murder and careless use of a firearm. We're learning more about the victim in a fatal pedestrian vehicle crash in New Sudbury last week. CTV's Lindsay Alick reports.
She was way too young.
Flowers lay at the side of the road where Grace Ranger lost her life.
It hurts a lot today because today was the day she was coming to visit me, and we were going to have our birthdays together. We were going to celebrate it together for the first time.
Grace would have turned 17 on April 30th. She is being remembered as someone who was loving and high-spirited, bright, kind, and a vibrant soul.
She was in grade 10 going to LaSalle Secondary School. She was very outgoing. She had a very big heart. Like, she wanted to make everyone feel welcome and cared for.
She adds that Grace loved playing roadblocks, watching Love Island, and anime.
She had a lot of dreams. There was so many things that she wanted to do, like career-wise. She was trying to figure that out herself, and she was taking that space and time to do all that. She was getting back into her tradition, going to ceremonies.
Grace is currently resting at the Rabbit Island Community Center in Wikwemikong on Manitoulin Island, with a traditional service taking place there tomorrow at 11 a.m. Meantime, a GoFundMe has been set up to cover funeral costs for the family. Greater Sudbury police say the investigation is ongoing and that there is no new information at this time. Nikina says the family wants the community to know that they do not blame the driver, adding that it was foggy at the time when the collision occurred. Lindsay Alick, CTV News, Sudbury.
An incident on Wednesday has led to more than $115,000 being seized from Airport Road in Attawapiskat. The Anishinaabe police were called in by community peacekeepers following some sort of an incident. According to investigators, when police arrived, they learned a woman had attempted to enter the community with drugs. Police say they found suspected fentanyl, methamphetamine, cocaine, and oxycodone. A 32-year-old Attawapiskat woman is now facing several charges. 2 men, a 30-year-old from North Bay and a 24-year-old from London, are facing several charges after North Bay police say they found them with almost $80,000 in drugs. According to police, they were spotted near a car on Manitou Street and, when approached, tried to flee on foot. Investigators say they seized 344 grams of fentanyl, 110 grams of cocaine, Dilaudid, and Percocet. A heads up to drivers in North Bay. Construction on McEwen Avenue will resume Monday. Residents are being told they can expect a minimum of 1 lane of traffic in each direction to be maintained at all times. The city is promising also that businesses and home access will be maintained. There will be no impact to pedestrians. It's part of an infrastructure upgrade over the past 2 years. The project is expected to take 2 months. Charges have been laid in a fatal collision that happened in Sudbury on January. A 20-year-old man faces careless driving charges after a death of a 59-year-old woman January 22nd. The woman was walking on Algonquin Boulevard and was involved in a crash that sent her to hospital, where she later died of injuries. Police said at the time of the crash, the driver remained on scene and called emergency services. The 20-year-old will be in court June 12th. A Sudbury man convicted of dangerous driving causing the death of a 66-year-old woman in a head-on crash has been sentenced. CTV's Mike Arcelides reports on the tragic case.
Convicted of dangerous driving causing death with what the judge described as a cocktail of illegal drugs in his system, 55-year-old Leo Michel has been sentenced to 4.5 years behind bars, less time served in pre-sentence custody. Michel, who was initially out on bail, was arrested last summer in Sudbury when he absconded ahead of his pretrial. Michel pleaded guilty in November, admitting to crashing his Mitsubishi head-on into a Chevy Spark driven by 66-year-old Irene Youngblood at about 5 a.m. April 7, 2022, along Highway 12 near Coldwater. The court heard the vehicles were unrecognizable. Justice Howard Leibovich said while he found Michel was remorseful for his actions, the court heard Michel, who has a lengthy criminal record with 22 convictions dating back 30 years, had been sober for 18 years until his wife left him and he relapsed 2 years prior to the deadly crash. Found with cocaine, fentanyl, methadone, and THC in his system, Michel escaped the crash with a broken leg. Youngblood was a beloved school and city bus driver with Aurelia Transit. After being placed in a coma on a ventilator, Youngblood survived COVID, and she had just returned to work when Michel took her life. In a statement provided to CTV News following Michel's sentence, her family saying, "It's been a long 4 years of heartache and emotional suffering from our loss and reliving the awful tragedy of our mom's death. Our whole justice system is so very broken. We will never be happy with the outcome. He killed our mom by driving impaired and being reckless. Driving is a privilege. He abused that privilege, and our mom had to pay for that." As part of his sentence, Michel will be banned from driving for 10 years upon his release from custody. Mike Arcelides, CTV News, Barrie.
Tonight, we are hearing from the first time from the mayor of Nairn and Hyman, one of two communities devastated by a decision this week from Interfor to close its mill, the other being Go Gamma. In an interview earlier tonight, Amy Mazie told CTV's Tony Rima they are resilient and they'll get through this.
Well, there's actually a few things already happening. So we know that Espanola just a couple of years ago went through the shutdown of Domtar. We reached out to them the day that we got the news. We share an economic development officer with them, with the La Cloche region. And she's already experienced the Domtar shutdown. We're going to reach out to their union and their HR. There is a job fair already happening in Espanola for May 12th, but we're hoping to have a specific Nairn site job fair as well as soon as we can schedule it.
And the Federation of Northern Ontario Mayors reacting, weighing in tonight. Phenom President Dave Plord saying in a written statement, tariffs and trade uncertainty have real on-the-ground impacts in our communities, and is calling on the federal government to address softwood lumber tariffs and support the long-term sustainability of Canada's forestry sector. The City of North Bay says sandbag stations will be open through the weekend as water levels on Lake Nipissing are expected to rise. Filling stations are available at Sunset Park, Champlain Park, and at Public Works on Franklin Street. The parks will be open this weekend from 9 to 5 and will be staffed. The filling station at Public Works is self-serve. The city is also adding auxiliary pumps to the wastewater treatment plant on Memorial Drive. Those will be on hand to discharge fully treated wastewater if needed. Volunteers are being asked to come out tomorrow afternoon to help sandbag in French River. The municipality, which is part of the Nipissing watershed, is anticipating to see more water from Lake Nipissing and higher up the watershed. Its mayor telling CTV News they're hoping to fill 1,500 tomorrow at the Albin Fire Hall.
And we're hoping to sandbag about 1,500 bags to get ready just in case we need to act very quickly.
There's no word yet if the dam will open. Meanwhile, the state of emergency has been lifted in the township of Chisholm near North Bay. The community posting on social media yesterday all roads have reopened. The township still cautioning residents that some areas remain soft due to water content. In Sudbury, the city saying residential property owners affected by flooding and who do not have flood insurance could qualify for flood-related waste. The city is developing what it calls a flood waste relief program. Specific details on the program will be released next week. Meanwhile, residents cleaning up from flooding are asked not to put items at the curb that wouldn't normally be accepted by roadside collection. They're also reminding people the spring residential tipping fee holiday is May 11th to 16th at all Greater Sudbury landfills. Time now for a short break here on CTV News. Coming up, Rick will have your full weather forecast. For now, look at the rain forecast, and we have a system moving its way into Michigan from Michigan. That's what has local leaders so concerned. By the time we hit Saturday mid-afternoon, that band of precipitation is going to be making its way into the western side of Greater Sudbury. 17 millimeters in Elliott Lake, 12 in Gore Bay. But take a look at this. By 9 a.m. Sunday, it's going to stay in about that. That's because that band of precipitation is going to dissipate into down south and towards the GTA. So that is good news for places like North Bay and French River. 5 in Kapuskasing, to 6 in Timmins right now. Clear skies in Timiskaming Shores and some flurries in Gore Bay. We'll have details coming up right after the break.
When you see it happen, send it to CTV News. Text 10400 from your screen to ours. Text 10400.
Little bit of rain in the forecast overnight in some sections of northeastern Ontario. In particular, Greater Sudbury, western sections of Greater Sudbury, some precipitation up to 20 millimeters. That, according to the forecast from Environment Canada. Here's that system as it moves through, and there will be some rain in the forecast tomorrow in the morning, but it should subside by around noon, making tomorrow, well, half the day will be better than at least no day at all, with a total rainfall throughout the course of that day. So again, tomorrow, AM rain showers. So showers should start at around noon. 12 degrees your expected high. Sunday we've got sunshine. Monday sunshine. Rain Tuesday and chance of rain on Wednesday. Your temperatures 11 and 9 Tuesday and Wednesday. And some cloud cover on Thursday at 9. You'll get a couple of nice days out of it though. Sault Ste. Marie, Algoma, chance of drizzle for tomorrow, 12 degrees, 16 on Sunday, sunshine, Monday, sunshine as well. Rain on Tuesday with a high of 9, 8 degrees Wednesday, sun and cloud, Thursday, sun and cloud with a high of 7. In Timmins, Cochrane, Kapuskasing, mainly sunny tomorrow at 10, 17 Sunday with the sunshine, Monday more sunshine, also 17, showers Tuesday at 11, Wednesday and Thursday cloud cover both days, 8 and 6, both days below normal for this time of the year as we go through the final days in the month of April. You know what they say, April showers. Timiskaming Shores, Kirkland Lake, mainly sunny tomorrow at 11, 16 on Sunday with the sunshine. Monday, sunny skies 18, showers Tuesday 16, chance of showers on Wednesday at 9, some cloud cover Thursday at 8. Again, below normal by 4 degrees in the forecast for this time of the year. Then there's North Bay, West Nipissing, mainly sunny. 12 degrees your expected high for tomorrow. Sunday 17, Monday 18 with the sun, showers Tuesday 14, chance of showers on Wednesday 11. Thursday we've got some sun and cloud with a high of 10, close to normal. This time of the year, it's set at around 13 degrees. So I know, Ian Campbell, you're keeping a close eye on the water in the Noelville area. Good luck with that this weekend. We hope that everyone can stay safe. And again, some overnight rain tomorrow morning, and then it subsides by about noon. Back to you on the desk.
Thanks, Rick. Well, a major federal investment in Sudbury today. It will help 3 area mining, fabrication and manufacturing companies respond to global trade pressures. CTV's Elena Everson has more.
Officials at Rock say the company is home to the most advanced pipe fabrication shop in the Americas. It received $1 million through the Federal Regional Tariff Response Initiative.
If we want to be competitive globally with this tariff situation, there's no other choice but to invest in the facilities, increase productivity, lower costs, and just become more competitive.
The MP for Sudbury made the $3 million announcement investing in 3 local businesses.
These companies have developed viable plans to be able to pivot away, whether that's from finding other customers or from sourcing other supply chains, more stable supply chains, or producing different products.
The companies say it's about adapting and growing.
We are on track to hire 25 people from now until the end of the calendar year. And as far as tariff reliefs, we are going to be able to manufacture more goods in-house right here in Sudbury, which will obviously relieve the tariff fees that we've been paying throughout our purchase orders.
With respect to tariff pressures, a lot of times there's uncertainty in the marketplace, and so a lot of times when you have that uncertainty in terms of what the products are selling for in that marketplace, this gives us some certainty on our production costs.
As the companies adapt to global trade pressures and build for the future, they confirm a total of over 40 jobs will be created by this federal investment. Elena Everson, CTV News, Lively.
Bill 97, the Ford government's spring budget, has received royal assent.
This government will see this as an opportunity to destroy records.
Ontario NDP leader Marit Stiles says she remains concerned about the changes to the Freedom of Information legislation. In addition to the Premier, cabinet ministers and their staff are exempt from Freedom of Information requests under the new law. The provincial government is planning to build an OPP detachment on the grounds of the soon-to-be revitalized Ontario Place. The announcement comes as Toronto Police gets ready to pass on responsibility of the DVP and the Gardner freeways to the province. The new detachment putting OPP officers close to the roots. No word yet on when construction will be completed. With summer approaching, affordability is top of mind. The federal government says it's taken steps to make day-to-day life more affordable, but is it working? CTV's Luke Simard finds out.
This will impact about 22 million Canadians.
With summer on the horizon, Secretary of State combating crime Ruby Sahota is back in the region talking about affordability measures for fuel and groceries.
And I think when they see that number at the pump, as you saw a couple of weeks ago, it was really startling for so many people.
On Monday, the government announced a break in fuel tax, saving 10 cents a litre of regular and 4 cents for diesel. Those savings already erased as prices continue to increase.
With gas prices heading up another 5 cents a litre tomorrow, the 10-cent drop will have been negated by what is an 11 or 12 cent increase since Wednesday.
And for those hoping fuel prices will flatten out,
it's a massive supply gap, unlike anything we've seen in our time. It means energy prices are going to be remaining very, very high and uncomfortably so for most Canadians for the next year or so.
The Fed's also selling pocketbook relief with a new grocery and essential benefit replacing the GST HST credit. Single Canadians will get a maximum of $267, while single parents will receive $441 for one child and up to $717 if they have 4 children or more. The payment will be the same for married or common law Canadians with kids. Those without will get a maximum of $349. The one-time payment is in addition to the overall quarterly benefit.
We've calculated that for a family of 4, the amount that they would get on average if they are entitled to the GST HST credit, then they would get almost over $1,800 this year in 2026.
Something that local food banks are hoping will help their consumers.
It really is a key step in the right direction. We're serving a record of 8,000 individuals every month. And so key targeted income supports like this that will allow our clients to make that choice for groceries, rent, and gas means, more dignity for our clients.
Those that qualify will receive their top-up on June 5th. Again, the Canada Grocery and Essential Benefit will be replacing the GST HST credit in July, but keeping the same structure, with quarterly payments expected to increase by 25% over the next 5 years. Luke Samard, CTV News, Barrie.
Still ahead tonight on CTV News. Calling all homeowners, vendors will be on display with their wares at this weekend's home show at the Sudbury Arena. A weekend of training for North Shore firefighters is officially underway in Thessalon. This marks the 3rd year of an event that aims to keep skills sharp while allowing the public a closer look at the work done by these volunteer heroes. CTV's Corey Nordstrom reports.
The first day of this year's North Shore Firefighter Challenge saw volunteers from 7 Northern Fire Services tackle as close to a real-life scenario as possible.
We had a passenger car, a passenger truck, a passenger SUV, and a transport all involved in the accident. The scenario was that we set up was a drunk driver was texting, caused the initial accident, which caused the chain reaction of other accidents, which is not far-fetched from what we see a lot of times.
The collision is made realistic by TransCan Services, who have been working with the Blind River Fire Department for at least 15 years.
If they don't have a working relationship with the tow operators in their area, they end up with a vehicle that's just sitting there. It's not very realistic for them. This gives them good training opportunities to really expand their knowledge on how to save a life.
The third-year event aims to showcase the work done by firefighters while they undertake necessary training. For some activities, teams of volunteers are formed with members of neighboring services, allowing for relationships to be built, something that's beneficial when real incidents require mutual aid from nearby departments.
The fact that they've got the same style of training and the same skill sets that we're used to, it really definitely helps out. It's familiar faces when you come into an emergency scene because you've got seconds, minutes to react and come up with a plan and help those in need.
This weekend's activities also represent extra training to help prepare these firefighters for certifications that are becoming mandatory in Ontario in the coming years. Tomorrow's events are all open to the public, with details available on the North Shore Firefighter Challenge Facebook page. Corey Nordstrom, CTV News, Thessalon.
There's a new leader at the helm of the military base in North Bay. A change of command today at Canadian Forces 22 Wing. CTV's Angela Campbell has more from North Bay.
The formal change of command afforded the troops the opportunity to witness the proceedings and actually see their commander.
The MC explains the history behind the formal traditional ceremony, while the outgoing and ingoing wing commanders and leaders of 22 Wing make it official.
Sean, you're inheriting an amazing team. They are not perfect, they will make mistakes, and they will do really weird things that will bewilder you. But they will also inspire you. They will lift you up, and they will make you so proud.
The change of command ceremony is more about recognizing the accomplishments and saying goodbye to the outgoing commander. Colonel Joe Oldford got emotional when addressing the troops.
Every technician on a floor, every cook in a kitchen, every clerk in an office, every single person on this wing understands that we, the privileged few that get to wear this uniform and this flag, are the ones who accept risk, readiness, and hardship on behalf of all Canadians. You did not just do your jobs, you owned your mission. Congratulations.
The ceremony included some presentations to Oldford and an inspection before the incoming commander, Colonel Sean Guilbeault, spoke to the hundreds of military men and women who call 22 Wing home.
The plan's straightforward. We will continue to deliver operational excellence in all that we do, ensuring the delivery of combat capability to meet Canada's emerging defense needs and our no-fail mission to secure Canada and the United States. We get there by focusing on readiness.
Guilbeault says one of his priorities is modernization, given the changing geopolitical landscape.
Possible future airborne early warning and control, communication systems. We need to be able to ingest all of that to better our picture, to improve our air defense, and then work with whatever assets Canada chooses as future fighters, future ISR aircraft, to make sure that we're safe and secure at home.
Guilbeault was previously stationed here at 22 Wing CFB North Bay between 2014 and 2017. He'll hold the title of commander for the next 2 years. Angela Gemmell, CTV News, North Bay.
Finally for us tonight, after a long and cold winter season, residents of Greater Sudbury can now think ahead to spring and summer projects. The Sudbury Home Renovation and Style Show opens tomorrow at the Sudbury Community Arena, featuring contractors, home builders, and designers. It's sponsored by Sudbury Windows and Doors, and organizers say the numerous booths and industry professionals can address any home improvement question.
You should expect transparency. We're going to go through things with you and try to really help you get the renovations that you're looking at having done. Just remember the one side of the street's blocked off, so you have to go around to the actual parking because we're getting a new arena soon enough. Other than that, just a lot of fun and a lot of families.
Home show hours are 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. tomorrow and 10 to 3 p.m. on Sunday. Should have a lot of experts there to answer your questions. That takes us to the end of our newscast this Friday night. For the latest news anytime, remember you can head to our website, ctvnewsnorthernontario.ca. You can also download our CTV News app. For those of you in the flooding areas, keep an eye on your neighbors. And to all of you, thanks for watching. We'll see you Monday. Good night.